On today's episode for Ask Yvette, we have a question about severe constipation. Hi everyone, Yvette Rose here, and welcome to today's topic here at Ask Yvette. I'm so excited. But guys, quickly remember to subscribe here to my channel. Stay up to date with the latest and greatest research and also all the great information I'm sharing with you guys absolutely for free because I love you. And guys, for those of you who don't know me, I'm the author and also the founder of Metaphysical Anatomy, which is volume 1. This is a book for adults, and this is the Psychosomatics of 679 medical conditions. And you can find the messages behind your body for that. Now, most of the time, these messages are very much hidden. And this book gives your body a voice. It's basically like the language of your body. Then, of course, I have one for kids as well. So if you have children or if you love to work with kids, if you have unresolved stress points and wounds from your childhood that you've never quite been able to resolve and you want to go even deeper, guys, this is for you. This is my latest book that I also released recently. Very exciting stuff. So guys, let's kick it off. So we have a really great question here and something that I'm sure that most of you have been able to relate to as well. And that is constipation. And this person asked a question about severe constipation. So I'm sure that this is probably a very uncomfortable situation to be in. For any of you who's also struggled with this, it is absolutely awful. It's not the best experience to have. So let's quickly have a look here because most of the time, constipation can actually be caused by diet. Now, I know many of you might be going like, oh my God, here we go again. Yes, it actually can, because here's the thing. You might actually have an allergy to a certain type of food that you don't even know that you have. And this can actually trigger constipation as well. It can also be that maybe you're just eating really unhealthy because you're comfort eating. There's maybe a lot of emotions. Your emotions are going all over the place. You're feeling really upset. Maybe you're feeling very down. Maybe you're just feeling not really super unhappy in your life. And maybe you're going through a really unhappy phase or stage, maybe in your career, wherever it is that you're finding yourself, there's a part of you that just feels deeply in conflict in relationship to where you are at. First of all, right off the bat. And of course, if you eat a lot of processed foods on top of that, it's going to exacerbate this emotional and psychological stress that you're feeling at the moment. Remember also that when we look at constipation, now we're looking at the intestines, we're looking at the colon. These points in the body psychosomatically represents unresolved conflicts and wounds within our family dynamics. So what that means is maybe you are now in a situation that's triggering the past, that's triggering old wounds that's unresolved between you, maybe mom and dad, maybe within your family unit, and that's bringing up all this old stuff. You might be in conflict with a friend, you might be in conflict with your work, whatever it is that the conflict is that you're finding yourself in right now. This is a symptom. This is something that is now triggering something much, much deeper that is now coming back to the surface again. Because maybe you are in certain relationship dynamics, career dynamics, or personal dynamics, maybe even within your environment, that is triggering and bringing up old suppressed subconscious memories that the body is now biochemically reacting to. It's reacting to these memories, but you don't have cognitive conscious recollection as to why you feel the way that you do. So of course, we look for coping mechanisms around us. That's why you might find yourself in a place where you're comfort eating, maybe you're dehydrated. And normally dehydration also means that there's lack of self-love, there's lack of self-awareness in relationship to what you need, because your focus is way too much more on what other people need and what things or circumstances in your environment might need. So you're actually sabotaging yourself, you're neglecting yourself for the sake of maybe focusing on something else, because your focus absolutely is not on you. Because if it was, you would have recognized that your body was hitting that threshold of feeling dehydrated. Because of course, if you are fully hydrated, it's really super hard to actually be constipated. But then again, also on the other hand, make sure that you're eating according to your blood type as well. Because guys, this is something that's actually super real, because I actually thought it was bullshit, but it's not. If your blood types tells you that you cannot eat a lot of red meat, then you're going to find yourself feeling super constipated. You're going to find yourself feeling super bloated. You're having trouble digesting it. It could be that the DNA lineage and your blood type just did not consume a lot of protein, a lot of, your meat products. So what does that mean? Look for cool, fun alternative substances that you can have, like, lentils or protein shakes. There's so many other fun ways that you can also substitute that. So this is just an example of a gazillion examples. I'm not just focusing on just that. This is just an example. So this is something that you can also be looking at, because remember, if you have now constipation stress as well, it could be that maybe your diet is fantastic. It could mean that you're super hydrated. It could mean that maybe you don't have allergy problems. That would then mean that you might have an underactive thyroid. And that means that there's a part of you that's just become completely passive in your life. There's a part of you that maybe fought so hard in the past against a certain person or dynamics that you're tired. You've had enough. You're just really tired. And now the best place to now move into is to move into the back seat, which is actually a temporarily subconscious way of trying to actually recollect and reconnect back to yourself, to get your energy back. That's okay, because I actually have seen so many people going through phases of having an underactive thyroid. It doesn't stay that for long periods of time. They move in and out of it. And I, funnily enough, noticed that also with clients. I see people moving into having an underactive thyroid because they're just really tired. They feel completely burnt out. They feel super unresourceful in their life in that moment. And they feel like it doesn't matter whatever I do, I'm not going to succeed. So there's a massive mental block as well. Their mind is already setting them up for failure, because maybe they were raised in a very pessimistic way, maybe in a very negative environment. Maybe there wasn't a lot of support to allow them to feel that, wow, I can do this. So of course, the mind is going to play a tremendously big role in relationship to our thyroid. And yes, it actually really does. So whether you're aware of it or not, because sometimes our subconscious mind is in full control, we just don't actually realize it. So that's why you might feel one day, wow, I'm dropping weight like that. And the next day, like, oh my God, I look at food and I pick up weight. That is your thyroid fluctuating. And yes, the thyroid can fluctuate. I don't care what doctor says, where. I've seen enough case studies to see how one person can literally shift 1 month from having a super hyperthyroid and then, having no weight problems. And then the next moment they're into absolute underactive thyroid and they're picking up weight, even though their diet and their health routine stays exactly the same. So it really depends where your mindset is at. So I really have to ask you that question, throw that back at you. How are you feeling right now? How are you? Do you feel that you have the energy? Is your mindset positive? Do you feel enthusiastic about the future? Do you feel excited about your project? Because whatever it is that you're doing, your excitement's not there, your love, your passion is not there. And it's now showing in the constipation as well. It's showing in relationship to maybe old wounds that's now also being activated. And that can be what's triggering the mindset and the state that you're in right now. So that's something really super important to be looking at as well, because at the end of the day, problems with your brain and your nervous system can of course affect the nerves, that can affect now the muscles that's in the intestines to contract, that's supposed to move stools, but it can actually cause them to contract. So now what is actually begging the question is, what do you feel so stressed about that you're not communicating? I repeat, what do you feel so stressed about that you are not communicating it? Do you have a fear of confrontation? Do you have a fear of rejection? Do you have a fear of maybe arguments? Whatever it is, that fear, it needs to go. You need to shift that. And I have a wonderful technique, MAT, which you can find out so much more at EVETTEROSE.com. We have so many free master classes weekly where we address, emotional psychosomatic stress as well. But listen, let me tell you, this fear of saying what it is that you need to say needs to shift, because that's your inner child that was scared to speak in the past, but you are not that child anymore. Your power is fully with you. You just now have to claim it and remember that. So guys, there you have it. I hope that helps. Keep asking these really great questions. And until next time, be the light that you are. Thank you guys for joining me here. And also remember to subscribe to our math membership website. You can check out so much more. There's so many free healing courses there as well. Go to EVETTEROSE.com, see all the free master classes and events that we have coming up. There's always something happening on our platform. And we love to hear from you for the Ask Yvette episodes, but also for the psychosomatic patterns that you would love for us to talk about, especially when it comes to these books, the research that's in it. And there's so much to be learned and so much to be shared as well. So I love your questions. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know what you would love me to address as well. Life challenges, it's endless. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. And remember to subscribe so that you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest videos that's coming out just for you. Until next time, be the light that you are.